Morning everyone. Tis a Saturday. Got a little Honda Jazz in today. We're doing some bits too. So I'm just getting, there we got there, 8mm extension, trim tool. That should do us. Right. Honda Jazz, it's got a standard radio in it. We are going to be putting in a Pioneer in dash again. Let's turn off that shit. Thank you. That's Honda. Shut up. I know your keys in. Lot of mercy. Right, this one is a twat to do. But unlike some Honda videos, we're going to try not to snap this one. Right, full glove box, of course. Let's get this out first, because we've got like to drop the glove box and that shit's going to end up all over the floor. There we go. We've got to get into 8mm behind the dash, and by doing that we go in through this little under dash pocket here. So we're going to start in this area, right, trim tooling out said panel and then getting our 8mm extension. Maybe a smidge too long. It is. I'm being keen with my length. She said.
Oh, come on!
There's not a lot holding this radio in. It's pretty much like an 8mm under here, and then the rest of it is forcing some clips out around the dash. This panel here, there's clips all the way around it. In true Honda fashion, the plastic's really weak and the clips are really massive. So you've got to kind of treat it with kid gloves a bit, but also welly the crap out of it trying to get this thing off. It's a good one. Hondas are notoriously my worst kind of cars to do, because they're always over-engineered, they're over-thought out, and the way that they make the fascias and stuff like that is a bit of a nightmare. Right. So that's that bit off. Now, what we need to do next is pop all these clips out. So let's just go a little bit gently with it. See if we've got any give in any specific place. But it is a fun one. Yeah, see what I mean? Right. Gently tug in. I've only just started the video and Alex is into his innuendos already. Here we go. Now, again with Hondas, they do something else which is really good. behind the dash on the actual radio chassis frame is lots and lots and lots and lots of sharp metal. So if you value the life of your dash, chuck something under it which is going to protect it, because I shit you not, it's very sharp, and even one little touch on the dash will, none of this metal is deburred, and it will scratch quite happily. So in order to do that, what we do, microfiber on the dash so you're protecting the dash, and then you can kind of attack all the really stiff plugs behind it without shibbying the front of the cage on the dash. So we got all these clips out. My light is kind of hitting my head because I'm a big un, not from Wigan. One left. Maybe turn this thing over so I can see the other side. Protect that dash. Right. Okay. And then these two here. Yeah. Right, that one and that one. Here we go. That bad boy's out. Now we may be utilising the hazard switch. What else was in the dash there? Hazard switch and maybe the airbag. But for now, that's kind of like the bad bit out the way. And then we're left unmarred dash, all our cables ready to rock and roll. Same again, we're going to go microphone up here in the center, DAB aerial on the glass, and a cheeky monkey in the glove box. Right, so let's just check out our pieces. So we've got a universal multi-patch lead for the steering controls. We've got a Honda Cube style aerial adapter. No, that's not the aerial. That one. It's got an amplifier on this one, so we're using the blue. Come here, you. That plugs in there. So there's an aerial done. We've got side brackets and some screws. So these will locate onto the plastic trim, and in doing so, they'll screw onto the trim, the fascia this way, and then we'll locate these into the side of the radio, so that'll be all kind of held in again. We've got that. We've got a Honda lead for the steering controls. So with this one, you've got steering control in, kind of like a decoder for the steering controls, like a canvas reader. And then from there, the signal wires then come out via the 3.5mm jack into the Pioneer. We don't use these cables, they're kind of more Kenwoodish. So we'll get those out of the way in a minute. And then our scissor plug will go into the standard Honda thing, but you always work from the radio in when doing steering controls. So let's start with our big ass fascia. It's already got the clips involved and the little swage panel and some fixtures. And what we also need to do is move the airbag down to here. There's a scratch in it there. Airbag down to here and the hazard switch from over there. So that will sit like that. The colour's slightly off, but it'll be all right. He supplied this one. This is not mine. ISO first. This is not a fully populated lead. This has what we need. You know, I was talking about yesterday's video. This is all the bits we need, not the bits we don't need. One thing I need to do is, where's the amp remote? So on this one, there's a plug that comes out, goes in. So we need that one off of there and that one onto there to keep the power where it needs to be. Get our Pioneer 3.5mm jack into the steering controls. Then what we've got left is pretty much microphone and digital aerial, and it's good to go. So what we'll do is I'll cover the dash up, hit my light, I'll cover the dash up so we stop this scratching. Like that. Put the cables back inside there for a second. So I'm going to find some screws that are going to fit the airbag tail properly. Some little slightly fatter ones than the ones we've got because they're not quite man enough. No idea what day of week it is. Time is 10:05. And we go for a scan on digital radio. Now, you remember what I was saying about the airbag wires? Obviously over here, let me just get this out of the way, we're kind of done with this now. So airbag cables up here, look. And you see my cable goes above it, goes all the way down out the way, so this airbag can explode into this area here to protect the customer, and it's not going to get hindered by my cabling. So the cable is behind the airbag, it's not in its deployment zone. And no point does it wrap over it. So, go back to the stereo. We've got our USB obviously in here. That's good to go. Steering controls, volume. That works. We've got radio stations. Program number 1. Go into settings. First setting. We want to make sure we've got safe mode off, demo mode off. Down to the bottom, driving position wants to be on the right, so we've got our our CarPlay or Android Auto home button this side, not away from the driver. Then the next one we go down to is picture. We've got an orange illumination, so we'll go background, over to the EQ, theme, orange, illumination, orange, which changes all the buttons to orange. Come back out of that, speakers, self-explanatory, you can set what you want on there. But that's it. Done. No idea what day of week it is. Time is 10:05. And we go for a scan on digital radio. Now, you remember what I was saying about the airbag wires? obviously over here, let me just get this out of the way, we're kind of done with this now. So airbag cables up here, look. Can you see my cable goes above it, goes all the way down out the way, so this airbag can explode into this area here to protect the customer, and it's not going to get hindered by my cabling. So the cable is behind the airbag, it's not in its deployment zone, and at no point does it wrap over it. So, go back to the stereo. We've got our USB obviously in here, that's good to go. Steering controls, volume. That works. We've got radio stations, program number 1. Go into settings. First setting, we want to make sure we've got safe mode off, demo mode off. Down to the bottom, driving position wants to be on the right, so we've got our our CarPlay or Android Auto home button this side, not away from the driver. Then the next one we go down to is picture. We've got an orange illumination, so we'll go background, over to the EQ, theme, orange, illumination, orange, which changes all the buttons to orange. Come back out of that. Speakers, self-explanatory, you can set what you want on there. But that's it, done. So peoples, how are we doing? I am cracking on, making good progress. So I just thought I'd touch base with you on this one. So all the gear change stuff is now changed. So all the new joints, new sections, new bearings. That's all done. There we go. So all the gear stuff is now refreshed. And I've got exhausts in. That's done, that's done. And we've got the back box on. I've just got to plug in the cabling for it. Put the bolts in that. Run the crank position sensor down the front there, and he is good to go. So it's a little bit left to do. Odds and sods. Them, fluids, and it's wheels on time. Go for a rip. Oh damn! Right, let's crack on. See you in a bit.